Hello, lovely people. I am back with another one. So, this one is 26, The Plot Against Jesus. Here we go. When Jesus had finished saying these things, he said to his disciples, "As you know, the Passover is 2 days away, and the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified." And the chief priests and elders of the people assembled in the place of the high priest, whose name was Caiaphas, and they schemed to arrest Jesus secretly and kill him. But during the festival, they said, or there may be a riot among the people. While Jesus was in Bethany, the home of Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of various expensive perfume, which she poured on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. Why this waste?" they asked. "The perfume could be sold at a higher price and the money given to the poor." Aware of this, Jesus said to them, "Why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will have with you always. You will have the poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured the perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Truly I tell you, whatever the gospel is preached throughout the whole world, she has done what she has done will be told in memory of her." Then the two disciples, one called Judas Iscariot, when the chief priest asked, "What are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you?" So they counted out for him 30 pieces of silver. From then on, Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Where do you want us to make preparation for you to eat the Passover?" He replied, "Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, 'The teacher says, my appointed time is near. I am going to celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house.'" So the disciples did as Jesus directed them and prepared the Passover. When evening came, Jesus was reclining at the table with the 12. And while they were eating, he said, "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." They were very sad and began to say to him, one after the other, "Surely you don't mean me, Lord." Jesus replied, "The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me. The Son of Man will go just as it has been written about him. But woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born. When Judas, the one who will betray him, said, "Surely you don't mean me, Rabbi." Jesus answered, "You have said so." While they were eating, Jesus took bread and he gave thanks and broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take, eat, this is my body." Then he took a cup, and when he had gave thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which I pour out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink from this fruit of wine from now on until the day I drink it new with my Father in the kingdom, in Father's kingdom." When they began to hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus told them, "This very night you will all fall away on the account of me, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you into Galilee." Peter replied, "Even if all fall away on account of you, I will never." "Truly I tell you," Jesus answered, "this very night before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times." But Peter declared, "Even if I have never died, even if I have to die for you, I will never disown you." And all the other disciples said the same. Then Jesus went to his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." Then he took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch for me." Going a little further, he fell with his knees face to the ground and prayed, "Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not as soon as I will, but as your will." Then he returned to the disciples and found them asleep. "Couldn't you men keep watch for me for 1 hour?" he asked Peter. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away for a second time and prayed, "Father, if it is not possible for me, this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." When he came back, he found them asleep because their eyes were heavy. So he lifted them and went away once more and prayed a third time, saying the same thing. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come and the Son of Man is delivered unto the hands of the sinners. Rise, let's go. Here comes my betrayer. While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer has arranged a signal for them. The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him. Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus replied, "Do what you came for, friend." Then the men stepped forward, seized Jesus, and arrested him. With that, one of Jesus' companions reached out his sword, drew it out, and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. "Put your swords back in its place," Jesus said to him, "for all who draw a sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But now then would the scriptures be fulfilled that says it must happen this way." In that hour, Jesus said to the crowd, "Am I leading a rebellion that you would have to come with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I sat at the temple courts teaching, and you did not arrest me. But this has all taken place that the writing of the prophets may be fulfilled." Then all the disciples deserted him and fled. Those who had arrested Jesus took him to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the teacher of the law and the elders had assembled. But Peter followed him at a distance, right up to the courtyards of the high priest. He entered, and they sat down with him, the guards, to see the outcome. Chief priests and some Sanhedrins were looking for false evidence against Jesus so that he could put him to death. But they did not find any. Then many false witnesses came forth. Finally, 2 came forth and declared, "This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days." Then the high priest stood up and said to Jesus, "Are you not going to answer? What is this testimony that these men are bringing against you?" But Jesus remained silent. The high priest said to him, "I charge you under oath by the living God, tell us if you are the Messiah, Son of the God." "And you have said so," Jesus replied. "But I say to all of you, from now on, you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of God, of the mighty one, and coming on the cloud of heaven." Then the high priest tore his clothes and said, "He has spoken blasphemy. Why do we need any more witnesses? Look, now you have heard the blasphemy. What do you think? He is worthy of death, he answered. Then they spit in his face and struck him with their fists. Others slapped him and said, Prophesy to us, Messiah. Who hit you? Now Peter was sitting out in the courtyard, and a servant girl came to him. You also were with Jesus of Galilee, she said. But he denied it before them all. I don't know what you're talking about, he said. Then he went out in the gateway where another servant girl saw him and said to the people there, This fellow is with Jesus of Nazareth. He denied it again with an oath. I do not know this man. After a little while, those standing there went up to Peter and said, Surely you are the one with them. Your accent gives you away. Then he began to call down curses, and he swore to them, I don't know that man. Immediately the rooster crowed. Then Peter remembered the words of Jesus had spoken. Before the rooster crowed, you will deny me 3 times. And he went outside and he wept bitterly. 26.